I wanted to make a step-by-step tutorial for 3D pen beginners on how to make some fun 3D pen art. These are the 5 models I'm going to show you how to make in this video. There'll be a time lapse of me making each of these while also narrating, so that I can highlight the important parts and give you tips. I won't be doing any smoothing or other advanced techniques. I really want beginners to be able to follow what I show. Each of these 3D pen creations uses a template or stencil to help make them. In the video description, I've put links to all 5 of the stencils that I used. I'm also going to be using many of the basic techniques I talk about in my general 3D pen tutorial videos. So click here if you want to watch those first, so you have all the basics down before trying to make anything. Let's now talk about the few supplies you'll need before getting started. I tried to keep the amount of supplies you'll need to a minimum. So what you'll need is a variety of different filament colors if you want to make these objects in full color. The best way to get all the colors you need is to buy a sample pack of PLA. I found sample packs to be a great value for getting a lot of different colors without spending a ton of money. Of course, you don't have to use all these different colors, but things come out a lot better if you do. For the golden snitch, I use these cheap styrofoam balls to pen over to get a nice round shape. I also use blue painter's tape, which you can get at the hardware store, wax paper, simple fingernail clippers for trimming, some super glue, and finally, the stencils and templates I mentioned earlier. Links to most of the supplies I used are in the video description. Let's now jump into making the first model. The first model is going to be a Minecraft sword. Special shout out to 3Doodler for having these awesome templates available for free on their website. I put some wax paper down over the template, and I'm starting out with black colored filament. This model involves a lot of different color changes, and that's probably the hardest part about it. Here I'm removing all the little strings of filament that are left over sometimes after you pen. Here I'm doing a color change, which involves purging out all the old material to make sure that there's no color bleed through. I'm just moving through and filling in the dark green colored squares now. You'll see that a lot of times I'm picking away the nozzle, and that's just removing filament that's weeping through that can make it hard to make clean lines and features. You can also see that if I'm not happy with how a feature starts, I'll often peel it off and just try again. Here's a different way of making these features on the other side of the sword, which I felt worked a little bit better. Another color change, and I'm using the light brown wood filament. Onto the dark brown filament, and you can see that after I finish a square, I'm often patting it with my finger. That's to make sure that it presses down and adheres to the wax paper and to the adjacent filament. For this set of center features, I'm trying to ensure that the tips of the squares touch so that everything's held in place well. For the final color, I'm just moving down the line and trying to make sure there are no gaps. And before I pull it off the wax paper, I run the fan over it to make sure that it's cooled down and easier to remove from the paper. If you don't use wax paper, I found that the model can stick badly to the white paper and be very difficult to remove. I'm using nail clippers to remove some of the stringy leftover filament and to sharpen up some of the edges. I usually do this using flush cutters, but I wanted to keep the tools very simple for this tutorial. And here's the final product. I thought the colors blended really well together, and it was very straightforward to make. Let's now move on to the next model and make ourselves a surprise Pikatchu. I'm doing this same as the Minecraft sword, where I make all the features of one color to minimize the number of filament changes I'm doing. These are 2 quick, small features, the chin and the belly. Now I'm starting in on drawing the main outer profile of the Pikatchu. You'll notice that I usually draw the perimeter of something and then end up filling it in. This is filling in the ears. Pay attention to the direction that I'm applying the filament. The reason I mentioned direction is that you can change it for different body parts or features that you're working on. And this can help highlight those body parts or features even if they're made of the same color filament. To finish out the main body, it's mostly about making long, smooth lines so that the body looks as clean as possible. And the tail's finished up in a similar manner. Notice I'm keeping the direction consistent. Now we're getting into some of the smaller details. I'm applying the white eyeballs. I'm definitely using a very slow speed setting for this. These small black features can be tricky. Again, a slow speed setting is key. I also know that I can trim up the tips of the ears with the nail clippers, so I'm not too worried if I add a little bit too much filament here. I'm now going to add in some feet to help him stand up, and I do that by placing the model vertically onto the wax paper and then freehanding some feet in place. The final step is to apply the tail, and since this is on the back, you can apply a lot of filament to hold it in place. And here he is, our finished surprise Pikatchu. The next model is going to be the iconic 3D penned butterfly. This stencil is another 3 doodler one, but I've drawn on some additional guidelines in pencil to help recreate this blue morpho butterfly. For the center body, I build it up layer by layer, moving in a little bit each time to give it a rounded shape. Then I add the eyes to the center body. Next I move on to tracing the outer profile of the wings. After finishing the outer profile, I fill in the inner lines of the wing. Don't worry if you have some blobs here. They get hidden when you use color filament to fill in the wings. This is ensuring everything is cooled down and removing all the excess stringy material. Removing this extra material is important because it allows you to cleanly apply the color filament. To try to match the coloring of the blue morpho butterfly, I'm using the dark blue filament on the inner segments of the wing. I'm making the edge of the blue filament a bit jagged to better blend the colors together. On to adding the lighter blue filament, and I'm again leaving a jagged edge for the light blue to black filament transition. This is adding the gold dots at the edge of the wings. You can see that I apply a bead of gold filament and then press it down with my finger. Here I'm adding the black filament around the gold dots. I'm using a slower speed setting on the pen to ensure that I don't bleed over the gold dots. We're getting close to the end, and now it's time to add in some of the final details, like the antennas. Attaching the wings to the main body without additional tools is harder, but it can be done as I show here. The tool I would use would be some Tac Adhesive Putty to hold the main body in place. You can see I use this in a lot of my other videos. The final step is to attach the antennas using a little bit of super glue. I think this came out really well, and it was surprisingly easy. You should definitely give it a try. Alright, let's move on and make the Llama from Fortnite. The order I'm making some of these features may seem a little weird at first, but it should make sense shortly. My plan is to make the arrow and piece of paper separately so that I can really refine their shape and then glue them on at the end. It's really tough to get the sharp corners of the arrow when just using the pen, so by making it separately and using the nail clippers, I can get the shape I want. And here's the piece of paper, which again I'm going to glue on at the end. The eyeball is not going to be a separate piece, but I make it first so I can get the shape nice and round. For the bag, I'm using the light brown wood-colored filament. I'm yet again using the technique of applying the filament in different directions to give the object some depth and different textures. Another color change, and applying the halter and the hooves.
With the hooves, I know that I can trim and sharpen them up using the nail clippers. The legs are in the first of 3 blues, and nothing tricky about them. This is the lightest of the blue colors, and we're applying the stripes across the llama. You just want nice, consistent strokes with no blobs. The same goes for applying the dark blue stripes. For the main pink color, I follow the same pattern as the other models, where I trace out the outline of a lot of the main features. Then I'm filling in these outlines and applying the filament in different directions for different features. Are you sensing a pattern here? Wow, this looks like it takes no time at all when I do a bunch of jump cuts like this. Here's a little bit of removing some of the extra strings and trimming of some features with the nail clippers. Here I'm planning out some of the fine features that I'm actually going to draw on using a black Sharpie. There's no way I could make these fine features using a 3D pen, so don't be afraid to use markers like this to draw on some of these delicate features on your models. I wasn't satisfied with the way the ears came out, so I'm actually using the pencil to darken some of the transition areas. Okay, so I've already glued on the piece of paper, but now I'm going to glue on the arrow as the final touch. Whoops, did I say final touch? I forgot some of the dark blue stripe. And here's your finished loot llama. So the final model we're going to do is the golden Snitch from Harry Potter. This model seems really simple, but I think it's actually poking into intermediate territory. I still left it in here to challenge you all a little bit, so don't be afraid to push yourself. Using this small styrofoam ball to make the main body of the Snitch is a main part of this model. Applying the blue painter's tape makes the filament stick better and not melt the styrofoam. Once the ball is covered in blue painter's tape, I smooth it out to make it easier to pen over. I'm adding these guidelines to help when applying the filament because often it's hard to know where you're at on the round object. Now I'm applying the gold filament to the ball, and I'm using the guidelines to set how long my strokes are. Even though this footage is sped up, I'm actually going pretty slow to make sure there are no gaps between the lines, and I'm using long, consistent strokes. Once I've gone around the perimeter of the ball, I fill in each of the adjacent sides, again trying to use long, consistent strokes. On to making the wings. So I tried a number of different ways to make the wings, and the way that I'm going to show here is the one that I found to work the best. So after drawing this main part of the wing, I basically work my way from the outside in, drawing as thin a lines as possible and staying within the template. So I also have the speed of the pen turned way down, and I'm really trying to make sure that the lines don't touch and blend together. Having these strands on the wing come out well without running or blobbing together was harder than I thought it was going to be, and took a number of tries. After the wings have been penned out, I'm just cleaning them up and getting ready to attach them to the main body. Since the main body is round, you're definitely going to need something to hold it while attaching the wings. I ended up using the plastic stand that came with the pen I'm using, but that Tac Adhesive Putty could also work really well here. And here's the completed Snitch. One thing I noticed was that the wings can vibrate a little bit, which I thought was a cool feature.
So there you go. I hope you've been able to follow along and make some of these models for yourself. Please comment below on what did and did not work in this tutorial. I'm always trying to improve and make the best tutorials possible, so don't be shy. I'll definitely be releasing more of my own 3-pen creations, as well as additional tutorial videos, so please subscribe if you want to see those. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.